Alright, boyos. So, today I'm going to do a video on something I've wanted to do for actually quite a long time. We're going to talk about gesturing, why you should never do it, and why there is no winning with gesturing. And I cannot emphasize enough how much gesturing sucks. Take it from me, I'm a former jester, and it was a very embarrassing time. And a lot of people that are sub fives can relate to this. Maybe not all, but a lot of sub fives can. Because this is the thing that sub fives, maybe some low tier normies do, and it's an attempt to try and get validation either from women or to try and make friends, I say in quotes, and it doesn't work. And any sort of benefits you get are very superficial and not very long term. And I think this is the thing that a lot of jesters can also relate with is when you gesture max. I've noticed, at least when I did it, I always felt this sort of physical internal sort of decay. Like I just sort of feel like, why am I doing this? Like I was just cringing, not externally, but internally. Like I could feel it in like the muscles in my chest and in my abdomen and in my stomach, and it was like, ugh. It's like my body was just trying to tell me, Duma, don't do it. You gotta stop this, bro. Save your dignity, save yourself. And like I said, it's overwhelmingly done by sub fives, maybe some low tier normies, but again, low tier normies are like 4 out of 10, so sub fives either way. Uh, I have noticed it with ethnic cells too. They tend to do this. I notice it more with black and maybe South Asian ones, but I haven't witnessed it as much. But that's simply because I live in an overwhelmingly white majority area, so I know this is probably something that ethnic cells would do in other parts of the country and other parts of the world. I absolutely know it happens, and I've seen a few ethnic cells who've made videos talking about their experiences gesturing. And with gesturing, you might, if you're successful with it, get some like fake friends, the normies, maybe the Chad lights, maybe Foids will like tolerate you. But the thing is, people are just tolerating you. You're just their entertainment. Like if you're at school, you're just their entertainment during their period. Or if it's over the lunch period, you're just their sort of lunch entertainment so they can sit down and they'll eat their sandwich or their steak or spaghetti and they'll just sort of laugh at you because that's what it is. They're laughing at you, not with you. That's something that people need to know. If you're a jester, you know this too. People laugh at you, not with you. You're just the entertainment, and you can and will be disposed when you are no longer of use. Because, I mean, that's the thing. And I mean, I've noticed that when I jester max, it never would make these sort of fake friends I had want to do things with me like after school, like, oh, Duma, you want to come over to my house and play PlayStation or something? Never happened. And, maybe some might like tolerate you a bit more, like, they might pity you. They might think, oh, we'll be nice to the sub five, He's probably having a rough period of time. We don't want him writing in his like Death Note book, because that's what people are thinking when they see Jester Maxes and sub fives in general. They're thinking, oh God, he's going to be writing us down like in his Death Note book or something. And so yeah, gesturing gets you disposed. And one thing you should do, like if you are a jester, is whether you are a jester and you're in school or you do gesturing at work, you should definitely not do gesturing at work, by the way. It will get you a call to the HR, or it will just sort of it will make you more of an easy target to be disposed of. And with gesturing, it also can make you just an easier target to be fucked with in general. Just another point of reference before I get into what I was about to say next. One thing you should do if you are a jester maxer is here's a little experiment you should do. Scale back your gesturing for, let's say, a month and see how quickly people uh, will react to it. Because in most cases, they're going to sort of ghost you. And this is what I noticed because when I joined this community back in nearly 5 years ago, I, interestingly enough, said to myself, okay, I'm not going to gesture. I didn't quite say it in that way, but I said to myself, okay, I'm not going to be doing all these weird shenanigans I was doing before the coronavirus and all that. So I remember when I came back to school full time back in April of 2021. I didn't do anywhere near as much gesture maxing. I still did it occasionally, but I had scaled it back about 80%. And what I noticed is within about 2 weeks of returning, this is just a personal experience, I mean, I noticed about 80% of the people that I spoke with just sort of instantly sort of like shafted me within those 2 weeks. And that didn't change anymore as the remainder of the school year went on. And I remember when I would try to have like casual conversations with some of them, A lot of them would ignore me. They wouldn't even acknowledge my presence, and it was in a very strange way too. They wouldn't even even look at me and be like, give me a look of please go away, get away from me. Or they wouldn't even just turn around and say, go away, get lost. So that was actually a very that was one of the more stranger kind of ghostings I had, and I'll go more into this, but I want to do it when it's closer to around the time that this happened. I want to do it like on an anniversary date, so maybe sometime in spring or summer of 2025 I'll make that video, just as a point of reference. And the thing is, you get ghosted after you stop gesturing, or if your gesturing has become more of an annoyance, or if you have been deemed to be more of an annoyance, or if people have just kind of moved on from you. So you will be ghosted one way or another. You'll be disposed of, tossed to the side. And my advice to sub fives who are prone to gesturing, who do gesture, or who were former jesters is to always stay guarded. Stay guarded of your surroundings. Stay guarded of the social interactions you have if you're at work, if you go to university, or if you're like a school cell and you're watching this. Or really wherever you are, anywhere where there's social interactions, whether they're in person or online. Always stay guarded. Don't put yourself in a position where you will jester max to where you'll be the entertainment. By this, I don't mean cut everyone off, be belligerent, be overly hostile. I just mean that don't put yourself out there in that way. Just go and show up to work, go show up to school, whatever it, wherever it is, and whatever it is you are doing, and just do it. If people respect you, good. If they don't waste your time on them. You're not going to make them suddenly respect you. And the thing is, strangely enough, I used to be that before I gestured. Like for the 2018-19 year school year, I was pretty guarded when I first entered high school. I was like, okay, we're not going to let anyone fuck me over. And I guess the mistake I made was, since nobody really fucked with me too much during that first high school year, I sort of let my guard down, which was a big mistake. But me staying guarded was to my benefit, to my benefit, and it was something that I'm glad that I did. And that's just the thing I'm trying to state here is if you guard yourself, if you don't put yourself in these compromised social situations, if you don't gesture, you ultimately are going to thank yourself for it. You might have less social life, but again, what social life is a gesture life? You're just going to be the entertainment at your place of work, at your place of education, and then people are going to go off, the normies, and the rest are going to go off with their day. They're going to go off with their girlfriends or their friends or their family, and they're going to go off with their days, and they're going to go on with their lives, and they're going to leave you behind. They'll be like, bye bye, go be a jester, go be funny in a quiet corner. That's what they're saying. And the thing is, this is overwhelmingly a thing that sub fives do. So high tier normies are not doing this. Most normies certainly do not do this. Chad lights are not doing this. Chads don't do this. They don't need to do it because their looks don't put them in a compromised state. They're not an easy target, and they have just overall better social skills from not being ostracized from their communities. So that's all I have to say for this presentation, boyos. Share your comments in the Howling Madness. Like, comment, share. I'm out. Later.